the new ideas. Don't like you introduce yourself, and then in conclusion, you mention that, oh, by the way, I like volleyball, I like swimming, I like blah blah blah, and you don't say something about that. That will make your audience feel, why you mentioned this point? It didn't link to your speech very much. It's just like you are now organized. And another thing is that please don't use long sentence. And this is the most common mistakes that is happen to the new speakers, new beginner of the speakers, because in the past we don't have the experience of writing a script, but we have plenty of experience of writing English composition. And in English composition, you are encouraged to write long sentence. The teacher will say if you can use complex sentence structure, that will make your sentence be more professional. But in speech, because we don't read, we don't have time to read, and we don't have script to read, so the audience can only listen to you. And if you give the long sentence, and then they will forget what you have said in the first part, and only remember the last word you say. So that's really bad. They will say just like they will miss your messages. So please use simple languages, and please use your own words. Some people will say, oh, I need to use like the speech from Steve Jobs or like another professional speakers, and I use their sentence to make my speech seems very professional and fruitful. But please don't do that, because it is famous. First, the audience will know that it is modified from other speeches, and they will question your ability of doing a good speech, and they will also question your idea, because they will feel it is not your point but others' point. And also use your own words will help you to deliver your speech more natural and more easily to remember. Some people will write a script with a lot of Google Translate. From Google Translate, they use Chinese to have the translation and write on the script. But they finally found those words are very unfamiliar to him or her, and then he or she cannot remember. So just use your own words, even though they may be very simple, or even though you may use a very long sentence to describe a very little thing, but I will still prefer you to use your own words rather than use words that you are really not, you cannot be confident use it. And what's more important is to have an attractive title, because an attractive title will raise the audience curiosity and will link you and the audience. And a good example, I will say my C1 title is not bad. I talk about my language and my life. Because language and life is not far away from the audience, you will feel, okay, I know this is something that I may know. But you still don't know what I'm going to talk about. My language and my life, what's that? So you may have some curiosity of my topic. So that is one example. But bad examples like, I may say a very long title, like I just say I am Amy. Just like if my C1 title is I am Amy, then there will be nothing, because Amy, this thing is already mentioned in the because the host will tell the agenda will have the speaker's name. Yeah, and don't use the title which are titles which provides too few information. Like don't use 3. If you give a speech title 3, then the audience will not know what you are going to say. I have no ideas, because 3 is too general. You may say, you just want to say 3 tips in my life, or 3 blah 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 in a place or something. But if you just say 3, the audience will, what are you going to talk about? They may think different from you, and then you will not match their expectations. So use the proper title. Yeah, it's attractive and provide some cues, but don't provide too much. Yeah. And this really takes time to learn, and you need to see different titles, and little by little you will know how to give a proper title. Okay, so now it's time for you to practice. I want to know, does every